Students, welcome to the subject software engineering. Today we'll discuss a new topic titled Assessing Alternative Architectural Design. Students, when you go in for developing and software, especially the architecture part of it, there could be number of alternatives. And in this topic, we'll try and understand how to assess different alternative architectural design and choose the best one. Point number one, design results in number of architectural alternatives. Point number two, each alternative is assessed to determine which is the most appropriate for problem being solved. So we have to choose which is the best one amongst the available different architectural designs. Point number three, the Software Engineering Institute SEI has developed an architecture trade-off analysis method that establishes an iterative evaluation process for software architecture. So there is one institute called as Software Engineering Institute which sets the standards in development of the software. So it has come out with a method to assess the various alternatives architectural design. So we'll understand an architecture trade-off analysis method. The design analysis activities that are performed iteratively are 1. Collect scenarios. Okay, in this process, a set of use cases is developed to represent the system from user's point of view. Okay, so you will collect all information and develop use cases. Point number 2, elicit requirements, constraints, and environment description. This information is required as part of requirements engineering and is used to be certain that all stakeholders' concerns have been addressed. So, in the second step called elicit requirement, constraints, and environment, we carry out a check whether everybody's concerns or stakeholders' opinion is considered or no. Point number 3. Describe the architectural styles, patterns that have been chosen to address the scenarios and requirements. Point number 4. Evaluate quality attributes by considering each attribute in isolation. So here we consider each quality attribute separately and try to adjust it. The quality attributes for architectural design assessment include reliability, performance, security, maintainability, flexibility, testability, portability, reusability, and interoperability. Point number 5. Identify the sensitivity of quality attributes to various architectural attributes for a specific architectural style. Note, any attributes that are significantly affected by variation in the architecture are termed as sensitive points. So students, there are number of attributes that you very well know. So variation in any attributes, if it affects the architectural design, then it is called as sensitivity point. Point number 6. Critique candidate architecture developed in step 3 using sensitivity analysis conducted in step 5. So students, you have to test various alternatives and adjust which is best one. The 6 steps represent the first ATAM iteration. Based on the results of step 5 and 6, some architectural alternatives may be eliminated. So in this process, we eliminate some alternatives, and amongst the remaining, we choose which is the best one for further iterations. Now we'll take up next subtopic, architectural complexity. A useful technique for assessing The overall complexity of a proposed architecture is to consider dependencies between components within the architecture. So here we see and understand how two components are dependent on each other. And number two, these dependencies are driven by information control flow within the system. Point number three, types of dependencies are one, sharing dependency, and second is flow dependency. We'll consider sharing dependency. It represents dependence relationship among consumers who use the same resources or producers who produce same consumers. Point number two, that is flow dependencies, represents dependence relationship between producers and consumers of resources. That is how the information flows from the producers to the consumer. Sharing and flow dependencies are similar to concept of coupling. We have studied this coupling in the previous chapter. So coupling is an important design concept that is applicable at the architectural level and at component level. So students, this coupling is a concept which is more relevant at architecture level, at a larger say, and at component level at narrower view. Next, we'll take up subtopic called as architectural description language. Point number one, to represent the design in an unambiguous and understandable fashion, the software architect can draw an UML notation, other diagrammatic forms, but there is need for more formal specification. Students, you very well know, if you take an example of architect of a building, there are various ways he can express. But as far as architecture of the software is concerned, then software architect can go in for unified modeling language notations or some other diagrammatic forms. But we require a better specification language. Point number two, architectural description language ADL is one of the formal way to represent design. Point number three, architectural description language provides a semantics and syntax for describing a software architecture. So students, ADL, that is architectural description language, provides both, that is syntax and semantics for describing any architecture. Point number four, an ADL must provide the designer the ability to decompose architectural components, compose individual components into larger architectural blocks, and represent interfaces between components. So students, today we have taken a new topic, okay, called as assessing architectural designs, okay, alternative architectural designs. Okay, this will help you to understand which design is better. So we'll stop here as far as today is concerned. If you got anything, you can ask me. Please write this in your notebook. Thank you.